welcome back to another episode of the Stay Sharp Podcast. I'm your host, Tom McGee of Stay Sharp Personal Training, and today I have a very special guest from our very own Stay Sharp Personal Training, Karla. Karla, thanks for joining me and welcome to the show. So how have you been? Tell us a little bit about you, as much as you want to share, where you're from.
Born and raised in Tomball.
Okay. Like Claire.
Like Claire,
Okay.
yes. Like Claire DeLute.
But do you love Tomball as much as she does?
No, I think I outgrew it.
Okay.
A lot. But it's comfy.
Okay.
It's nice for, if you have a family.
Okay.
It's a nice place to grow up to. So.
Okay.
But I think I'm at that age where you just want to grow more.
And explore?
And explore. A little bit. Not. I don't want to go crazy.
Okay.
I don't like downtown, though.
You didn't like the north too much?
No.
Okay, that's fine. So, you originally one of my clients.
Yes.
What originally got you into working out?
I was always an athlete growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I always played different sports. My mom let me kind of explore like what I liked. We went from soccer, basketball, softball. I ran a lot. And then it kind of grew more when I got into high school and I was but like trying out different sports, and I think I was just like, I just want to stick to one thing, and powerlifting caught my eye first.
Okay.
After softball. And so then I was like looking at like powerlifters on YouTube, and then that kind of branched out to bodybuilding.
Okay.
And then in my senior year of high school, I was able to do a certified personal trainer program through NASM.
Really?
That my school offered. And then I was
Is that normal? Do most schools offer something like that?
No, it was only 2 girls in the class. It was me and
Really?
this other girl. So they were not going to even have the class at all.
Okay.
But I had to like write a letter to my principal why I wanted this class, and write to the board of like, hey, you should fund our class, because Tomball Memorial had it. I went to Tomball High School.
Okay.
So they weren't going to offer it at Tomball High School. They were going to make us go to Memorial.
For the class?
Just for that
class.
class. But then I was like, no, not really. I just didn't think it was fair for us.
Well, no, it wasn't.
So, but then they end up having the class, but we had to share it with the dental students.
Okay.
Which was fine, because we usually just, it was 2 days in class, 3 days we were at the gym.
Okay.
So we're at like a little local gym that was able to like take us in and teach us like what to do, how to work with clients.
Wow.
Everything from the macros and calories and like what you need to do and stuff. And it was really fun. I had a lot of fun, and I think that's where my passion grew more.
Okay.
But then after high school, you're kind of like, okay, what do you do next? Like, what's the next thing? So you're trying to figure out, like, you should go to college or trade school,
right.
Or some people go military route. And every time, my mind just went back to the gym.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do for my whole life was, okay, well, I just want to go to a gym. That's all I wanted to do. And I think that's what prompted me more. And then I got Instagram after high school, and I started seeing all these like fitness influencers, bodybuilders, and
right.
I think that's what prompted me, like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Okay.
So that was kind of like my love for the gym.
Well, I understand it now. I didn't know that. I've never known that whole part about they had that in high school.
No,
That's pretty cool that they would have that.
Yeah, it was really hard, but I had a lot of fun. And the people that took us in, they had very good teaching aspects. Okay. So they were really nice to us, and I liked it too.
All right. So then once you started thinking, this is what I want to do, like, what was your next step?
It took me a while to think about it, because
okay.
I'm 25 now. I graduated when I was like 18. I don't know. It took me a while, because I didn't want to let my parents down. That's for
right. I know. I can
Coming
understand.
Coming from immigrant parents, you're just kind of like, oh, you have to go to college
right.
and stuff, and it's really good. It's really nice. But I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
That's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And 2, I don't like being told what to do.
Well, I kind of noticed. Yeah.
So then I was just like, after so many trials and errors, I was like, no, I'm just gonna become a personal trainer again, and just fall in love with the sport how I did when I was 17.
Okay.
And so, I think that's what prompted it more to figure out. But it really wasn't until last year I signed up and sworn into the Navy. And I was just so depressed during what they call RCU, which is Recruit Convalescent Union. It's where they have recruits that are recovering from an injury or surgery. My case was a surgery. And you were writing me letters, and I was writing letters back home too to like my aunt and my mom and you, and I was just like, I don't want to be in the Navy anymore.
Right.
Like this is not my passion. And yeah, it looks great on paper and everything, but I knew at that point, like, oh, the gym is calling me back.
Right.
Like I didn't care about the benefits or what people get out of the Navy or the travel. I was just like, no, I know what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like I needed to be in the Navy.
Okay. Now, before we get to all that, though, what brought you originally to me? Was it just luck? Had you been to other gyms? Had you been to other trainers? Or how did that happen?
No, the first time I stepped in a gym by myself, I was at Planet Fitness, like literally down the street from my house in Tomball. And then I was like, no, I started getting into more the fitness influencers, and I saw Bakar.
Okay.
And Bakar was my first, like, oh, this is what I want to look like later on. And so I reached out to, like, personal trainers trying to get into contact, and I came up one that was probably, like, 20 minutes from my house. I was like, okay, seems like a good distance, like, whatnot. So I messaged the owner at the time, and he was like, yeah, you can come in this day. Well, he told me, he was like, hey, I'm not available, but I have another trainer available. And I was like, okay, like, that's fine. I just wanted to see, like, what's this about? And that's when I met you.
Oh, okay.
And that was like,
so that was your first attempt?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's why I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. And I was really worried because I was like, how do I explain my fitness goals without freaking him out?
Right.
And then that's when, at the end of our session, I told you, like, who I wanted to look like. You're like, no way. And then you showed me a picture. You and her took a picture together when she was at Roman. And I was like, yeah, this is it.
That was very ironic because, I asked you because that's one of the things I always ask, clients, what is your goal? And the easiest thing is show me. Yeah. Show me somebody. And you were telling me, it's this girl, but I know you don't know who she is. No. She's got this weird name. And I'm like, really? And you started, and as you tried to explain it, I was like, I know who she's talking about. And I had just, like, 2 weeks before that, she came and did a guest appearance. Yeah. And I took the picture with her. So I said, and in my brain, I'm thinking this girl's going to flip out. Because you're scrolling through Instagram trying to find her. And as soon as you pulled it up, and I said, this one? And then there's a picture of me and her. And exactly. And I knew that kind of told me, too, hey, we're going to have a good connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love Bakar's physique. Who doesn't, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
So, that was really cool. That was one of the hints that I think we're going to hit it off pretty good.
Yeah.
Were you shocked when I knew exactly what you were talking about?
I was, because I really thought she was, like, my little secret. No one knew of her.
Even though she had, like, 2 million followers.
She had, like, I was like, no one knows her but me. I know. I was like, dang, what a small world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's what really, like, got me more excited. And then we were training out of that gym in LA. Right. And LA was kind of like, I felt was our, like, prime time.
Right.
And then we went back to Brainiac, and then from Brainiac, now we're here.
Right. And I'll tell you another thing that kind of, like, clued me in that we were going to have a good connection. When you were working out, I saw that tattoo on your arm, but I couldn't read it. Yeah. So I asked you what it said, and what does it say?
It says, if it is to be, it is up to me.
Right, which is, like, my whole mindset, what everything revolves around, and I was like, wow, like, yeah. That's exactly what I believe. And I said, okay.
The mentality of it, yeah.
But even still, when we would work out, you still weren't, even though I knew you liked Bakar's physique, you kind of weren't clear because, like, we were trying to figure out what kind of routine, what kind of program we were going to do. And it wasn't until you even mentioned at one point doing a competition one day. And once I realized, okay, this is direction she really, really wants to go. Yeah. And once that happened, then we really started clicking.
Yeah.
But, no, that was it just takes time to figure it out because it's like you said, you didn't know how to explain what you wanted.
Right.
And it was my job, and it's any trainer's job, to get it out of the client because they are new. A lot of them are new. They don't know how to explain it. Yeah. They know in their brain, but how do I get it out? And that's all it took. And once we figured that out, then it was all in. Yeah.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah, pretty much. So you mentioned going to Roman and stuff like that. So you're like the OG of all my clients. Like, you have been with me longer than anybody else. I mean, yes, that are still with me. I had clients before you, but nobody else is still with me. Like, anybody involved with me now, you're it. You're the one. You're the original out of all of them. And like you mentioned, Roman. how many years ago was it that we would go to Rome and talk about, one day having our own place, having our own gym?
I was about 18
Yeah.
when I started to come see you.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be 25 this year. So
Yeah.
it's a good
It's
chunk.
been a while.
Yeah, for me that's a long time in my
It's a big
life.
part of your life.
It is. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we talk about gyms. We talk about what we would have if we had a gym, what it would look like.
Mm-hmm.
You said it. Now we're sitting in this gym. What do you think of what we talked about then and what we have now? How does it compare?
I don't think I ever doubted us one day having
Right.
our own place. It was just like, how are we going to do it?
Right.
And then when we do it, then what do we do next? Like, what's next after that? So.
But does it look like you thought it looked? Like it?
Yes and no.
Right.
Yes, because this is your vision, and it's so. If you know you, like this is so Tom. It's
Right.
The colors, the aesthetic look. For me, I thought we were gonna open up like a old school, like Arnold and
Right.
Mike Metzler kind of looking gym. Very old school look, but I think this is perfect.
Right.
For me, I think it's perfect.
And that's one of the things I take as a compliment, because as soon as people walk in, they're like, yeah, this is you. Like they would know, like even if they didn't know it was my gym, if they were to walk in that door, they would suspect.
Yeah.
Just the vibe, the feel.
Mm-hmm.
But even back then, when we would be at Roman or any other gym, I didn't picture this either.
Yeah.
But it's just, you evolve over time, and as you start putting things together, I was like, you know what? And I didn't want to be like everybody else.
No.
I didn't want it to look like the gym we used to be at. I didn't want to look like LA, or as much as I liked Roman, I didn't want it to look like Roman.
Yeah.
We had to have our own identity, our own
What makes it
vibe.
you.
Yes. Yeah, our own personality.
Yeah, and I think that, like, going back to how the old school bodybuilding gyms look, I think they made it their own too.
Yes.
So then that's what makes it every gym unique. They
Yeah.
make it their own.
Yeah.
Some people follow what's trending. Some people are just like, no, it's my world.
Yeah. And one of the things too, like as you saw the barbells, there's all the different colors, and some of the people told me you should have just stuck with the black and blue theme. I said no, those barbells represent each person, their personality.
Yeah.
That's what gives a gym its personality. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
Because no matter where you work out, everybody has their favorite barbell.
Right.
For some reason, the way it feels, the way it looks, the color, the way it's scarred up, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what gives every gym, its own uniqueness and all that.
Aesthetic
And
look.
that's what we have.
Yeah.
I don't look at it. Some people say it takes away from the gym. No, it adds to the gym.
There's like,
it gives
there's
it
a
its
piece
soul.
of me
Yeah, it
in
gives
there.
it. Yeah. And people that don't know the different people, they see those barbells, but they know, hey, that's so and so's barbell.
Right.
That's so and so's barbell, and it kind of gets associated with that, and that's one of the things that I like. That yes, it's got its own uniqueness, but then within it, everybody's got their little piece of it.
Right.
And everybody has suggestions.
Yes.
Putting the gym together, say, hey, why don't we try this? And I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of all came together, and we ended up with what we have.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you were going to mention it about the Navy. So you
yeah.
did go to the Navy.
I did.
Uh-huh.
I honestly, some people have their why of like, some people have kids or they need, a steady income or a secure job. Everyone has. I didn't. I just was like, I'm 24, I have no kids, no college degree. I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. Like, what can I lose?
Right.
But I didn't expect it to have a churn. And when I was in, I think my first week of training, they call it your P days.
Mm-hmm.
So Navy boot camp is 9 weeks total.
Mm-hmm.
That first week, it's your processing end day. So you get your CAT card. They're taking tons of blood work. They're injecting you with like 7 to 10 shots.
Mm-hmm.
You're issued your first part of your uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
But when you reach a certain age, for women, you have to do like a pap smear on us. And so they found something unusual, and that prompted them to start blood work. And then it was my first round of ultrasounds, and they found a cyst. They thought it was like the size of a softball, and they couldn't see my right ovary. So they're like, okay, let's get a CT scan to see what's going on. And I've been in the medical field, so I know what like they're talking about. I know what's going on, but I didn't expect the size of it, because when you are trying to go into the military, you go through MEPS first, and so they do like a quick rundown, like to make sure you're fit to go to boot camp. So I passed, and that's why I was like really shocked of like, okay, what's going on? I was healthy inside and out. Like I felt fine, nothing was wrong with me. And then that's when they discovered I had about a 21, 22 centimeter cyst that was 4 inches wide. So it was a big cyst.
Yes.
It started on my right side of my ovary and pushed all the way up to my kidney. So it was taking up a good chunk of my abdomen. And so I spoke with 2 different doctors, a couple attending doctors, and then military doctors as well. And they were trying to figure out what's the best way to, I guess, cut me open and get the thing out. And so we went through 2 different plans. But they decided to go up and down. So I have a good 6-inch scar on my stomach to remove it. So they said when they pulled it out, it was like holding a baby almost.
Right.
It was 4 pounds.
Wow.
So it was pretty big. I had no symptoms, like I said, so I thought I was perfectly healthy. But the surgery happened at the end of August, and I was pulled from my 6 weeks of training. So I was almost there. I had 2.5 weeks left of boot camp, and I thought, I don't know anything about women's health. I really don't. Even being a young lady, I didn't care. I was like, cool, I have a period every month, like whatever. TMI, sorry.
Right.
But no, they took out the cyst, but they had to take out my right ovary and my right fallopian tube. I didn't ask the proper questions. I was really like, okay, cool, I'm going to heal up, and then that's it. I'm going to go finish boot camp, and then I'll be out in the fleet. That was kind of my mentality. But then they kept adding time to my recovery. I couldn't lift for 4 weeks post-op, and then I couldn't lift for 12 weeks, anything more than 5 pounds. In my last week of training, I have to do what we call a fire team training. You're on a ship, and so essentially like being a firefighter is like the number one like thing you have to get qualified for besides standing your watch. And so I was like, crap, if they put this limitation on me, I can't do that.
Right.
So I was really bummed out, and my mental health went down, and then that's when I told them, okay, I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
And so I was kind of freaking out of, okay, what are my parents going to say? Like, what is my mom going to say? What is my aunt going to say? I was really worried because I knew they wanted this for me, but I didn't want it anymore.
Right.
And so all I cared about was what difference can I make in the fleet with my first contract.
Right.
That's all I cared about. I didn't really care about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we were sending letters more often, and I was like, no, I got to go to the gym. Like, I got to go back. Like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do. I don't want to be here anymore. And all my RDCs and RCU were like, you went through a lot more than what other recruits are in RCU for. So they were just like, listen, if you go, like, we're not upset at you. You did your best. You're holding up as much as you can. But they're like, we don't blame you for leaving. Right. So some of them were just like, if you stick it out, you'd be a really good chief one day. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I don't care to do this anymore. Right. So that was their thing. And being in boot camp for that long, it taught me a lot. And I think I could have done really, really good out in the fleet, in the Navy. But I just take what I learned from boot camp and just apply it to life. Right? Yeah.
So, okay, before we get to all that, though. So you had, throughout the years, you've been with me since you were 18. But there was times you would come and go, right? But you always came back.
Yeah.
So I knew you were trying to get into the military.
Right.
Because remember, we were going through all that. And you say you didn't have any symptoms, but remember, we couldn't figure out why you were swollen.
I was.
Remember? Yeah. And we kept, like, what is the deal? And we kept changing your diet. Yes. We kept changing all kinds of things.
I was cutting down carbs.
Yeah, we could not figure out what it was. Because you were doing everything, quote unquote, right.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out what. So, not to sound crazy or not, but I was kind of relieved that that's what it was. Like, it wasn't something we were doing, that there was an actual reason why you were feeling it that way. But anyway, you always came back. You'd leave. I'd be upset. I'd be wondering what happened to you. You'd come back. But you always came back. So you were having a hard time finding which branch you were going to go into the military.
Right.
So in my brain, I guess I was kind of thinking, nah, she's gonna end up not going.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, one day, you told me, I'm leaving next week. Bye.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. I never told you. I was so upset.
You were like, just back out. I was like, no, I just signed the contract. Like, I can't do that. I didn't know you can or can't do that. But yeah.
I mean, I was literally like brokenhearted.
Yeah.
Like
they offered me to ship me out, and I ranked up to like an E2.
Yeah.
So I was like.
Yeah.
I was. Are you signing the contract?
I was upset. I was angry a little bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. I was like.
I think she actually went.
She went. Like this girl went and left me like that. I was up. And I can say like that's the first time I've ever been like hurt by somebody. I was like, I can't believe that. Okay. But so you were gone.
Right.
And then I remember I'm like, how am I ever going to hear from this girl? Like, what's going to happen? And like you said, we'd always talked about opening a gym.
Mm-hmm.
So at that same time all that was going on is when I was battling internally.
Yeah.
Am I going to leave the fire department or not and start this gym? Well, actually, it was leaving the side job was always the question.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
That ended up later. So you were gone. I had no contact with you. Like I said, this had always been our dream. Nobody else can relate to what we've been planning for years. Like, we're the only ones.
Right.
So when I finally made that decision and you're gone, I was like, and I'm telling you, we had I announced it to people at the end of, we had a 30th anniversary, me and my wife, a party.
Yeah.
And I let the people know that wanted to come with me that night. I gave them a little card saying, hey, this is going to happen. And I'm just letting you know. But we went on vacation. And we were there in South Padre. And I was laying there. And as happy as I was that I had decided to do this, I felt terrible.
Why?
Because you weren't there.
Aww.
And I was like, and I was telling my wife, I was like, there's got to be a way. I got to let her know.
Yeah.
Because the plan was you were going to go to the Navy, come back.
Right.
At that time, I would be maxed out on my retirement.
Right.
And you'd come back, I'd retire, and then we'd hit it and start the gym.
Right.
But I kind of like fast forwarded.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to let her know. So I reached out.
Yeah.
And I told you, I had reached out to you because I was like, I got to do so. I got to let her know. And I had reached out to your mom to let you know.
Right.
So in my brain, I'm thinking,
Right.
And then I think it might have been, we might have been driving home. I don't know where I was, but all of a sudden I'm driving and the caller ID popped up on my car and it's you.
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody grabbed somebody stole your phone.
Right.
I was like, there's
Something
no way.
wrong with
I
her.
wasn't even going to answer the phone because I didn't believe it was you.
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was fake. And then when I hit that button and it was you, I was so happy to hear from you. And
yeah, I think it was it Father's Day weekend or something?
it might have been. I don't remember what week it was.
Because mind you don't get your phone in boot camp at all. But I mean, you could send letters and you'll get a phone call every 2 weeks. And a live BMT, you'll get your phone every 2 weeks to make a phone call.
Oh, okay.
So, and you have to walk. I lived in the farthest ship, the base, so we had to walk almost 2 miles to get to where we make our phone calls. But yeah, and I was like, they're like, okay, you only have 30 minutes. And I was like, why did my hour get cut? Because I had to go to a medical appointment. Whatever. I wasn't going to argue with an RDC.
Right. That's
so
surprising.
I call you and I was like, hey, I don't even call my birth father. I call it you because you're my dad to me. Right. And so I was like, hey, happy Father's Day. I was like, I gotta go. They're screaming at me, but just wanted to let you know I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm doing well. I forgot what week of training I was in. But yeah, I was like, yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. I actually liked getting beat. That we call it getting beat, but it's really they give you an IT session of you're doing push-ups, you're doing planks, you're doing 8 counts, you're doing V-ups, like anything to break you down more. Right. Because that's how they build you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and then I got a letter from you saying like, oh yeah, I'm opening a gym. I was an RCU at this point, and you're like, I'm opening a gym, and this is what's going on. I retired from the fire department. And I was like crying, and my friend Mirabella was like, what's the matter? I was like, my dad retired. Like, I don't know. I was like, he opened the gym without me. And I slammed the letter, and she's like, ramen, it's okay. I was like, no, it's not okay. Like, this was supposed to be our thing. He just did it right behind my back. She's like, well, you left. I was like, that's not the point. We're trying to make care. And so, yeah, it was.
That was hard.
Yeah, I cried that night, and I was really upset. And I think that's what prompted me of, I'm leaving. I can't do this anymore. I want to go back home. Yeah. And so everyone's like, you're just saying that because you want to go back home, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't care about anything else. like, I just want to gym for the rest of my life. And that was my mentality.
Yeah. No, there was,
I was really upset
here
with
having, no, I was like I said, that inner turmoil, because I did feel guilty. I felt a lot of guilt about it. Because I honestly, I felt like I was robbing you of that experience.
A little bit.
Of being, So I felt really bad. And, by then you gave me that, how to write you. Mm-hmm. So, of course, all the UPS ladies knew who you were by then. But we were writing back and forth. And then you were going through that time where you were still kind of deciding, am I going to keep going with this or I'm going to come back?
Right.
So I'd ask, some of my close friends, like, I want to tell her she just needs to come home. Yeah. And they were like, no, you can't do that. This is not about you, and you need to let her make her decision. And the first time I told you, and I kind of played, and I did what they said. Yeah. Yeah, you need to decide.
I did not want to hear that at all.
I know. And I could hear it in your voice when we talked on the phone.
I put the phone down. Like, you just said this to me.
But then the next time you called, I was like, forget what they think. No. Yeah. I want her back, and I'm going to tell her come back, and I did. And
but that's how my mom and my aunt and Jordy was. They're just like, we support you with whatever you do, but we don't want to say anything that, at the end of the day, you're going to be mad at us because we told you what to do. I'm like, no, like, for the first time in my 25 years of living, like, I need you to tell me what to do because I'm miserable here. Everyone's going to be like, you're just here for X amount more months. And I wasn't going to probably graduate until maybe January. Right. And then I have a school after that up in Chicago still. Right. I don't like the cold. So I was just like, this is miserable. I don't want to be here. I already lost my orders. Right. So I was like, great. Like, I was over it. And Big Navy, they're going to put you wherever they need you. So I was just like, at first they were going to put me in Virginia. I was like, Virginia? I was like, what's in Virginia? Like, there's nothing that's like the biggest naval base, but I'm just like, I don't want to go to Virginia. Right. Like, I was so mad.
I could hear it in your voice. Like, you wanted me to tell you to come.
I was about to, like, yell at you. I'm like, you need to tell me what I need to do because I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm scared, and, I was so, like, upset. I was like, they're like, what? I'm like, I didn't get the answer I want, and now I'm mad. Yeah. Now I have to go to bed mad.
Yeah. And then I remember the next time you called, because I came back, I told them, I said, no, I'm going to tell her she needs to come home. Yeah. And I even told, and you believe, if she tells me just come get me and break me out of here, I was going to go. I told her, I was like, I was already looking up plane tickets and stuff. I was ready to, I was going to bring you back.
I remember I cried. I was like, I just want to come home. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to come home. You're like, then come home. It's fine. Everything will fine. We'll find something for you. And I was like, okay, well, if I do, then I want to work at the gym. Right. Like, that's all I want to do for the rest of my life. That's all I think about is going back to the gym and lifting again. And, and so, and now here we are.
Exactly. So then it became like, because you told me you were going to come back like at Thanksgiving or something, and then it like got pushed back.
Yes, so, I was scared.
Yeah. I was scared,
because when the government shuts down.
Yeah, that's right. Military, the government shut down,
Sometimes the military doesn't get paid, and a lot of your paperwork, either for leave or if you're trying to go somewhere, or anything that you work for the military and you're trying to get stuff passed through, it's not going to go through. Right. It's lagged. There's nobody working, or there's one person doing like 5 jobs. Like, that's just how the government is. And so I was really scared when I made the decision of, hey, I'm not fit for the fleet anymore, get me out. Then it was a waiting game of, because the Navy caused you damage, it was going to take a month for them to process you out. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, well, listen, I might as well just make up the time here and refresh on, personal training material. That's when I asked you to send me those books, because I was like, I'm bored, I need something to do. Right. And so that's when I started reading it, started refreshing up. I started working on myself to get my core back in strength. Right. And so I was week by week. I would try to go up to legal and be like, "Hey, any like updates?" And then it took them almost a week and a half to get my case sent through legal.
Right.
And then for the captain to approve of it, and then I had to get, my shipping date out,
Right.
and I had to get my ticket. Like, it was all these things.
Yes.
Just like, okay. But I didn't tell my mom. I only told you and my aunt and Jordy, like, hey, I'm going to be home this day. Don't tell my mom, because I wanted to surprise her. I think I told my little sister, too. But, yeah, I was really scared that I was going to be stuck there because they won't fly anybody out
Right.
Thanksgiving week.
Right.
And I was like, oh, my God, I don't want to be here any longer.
But just so you know, I had already told, I'm going to go get her if I have to get her. And so I was ready. And because for me, it became a race that you would get back in time, because originally the gym was supposed to be ready like in mid-December.
Yeah. I was
like,
dang,
is she going to make it? Yeah. I was thinking like you might walk in the day the door opened.
That was my thing. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to show up. People were like, who's this chick? She's never been here before. I haven't seen her, Tom. I'm like, pause, y'all.
But no, thankfully you got here.
I know. Thank God. All my stuff we went through quickly. So I was like, okay, we're good. We're going back home, y'all. So
now that you made it, you got here, what do you think about, what were your thoughts as you're sitting there and you're actually living through the ribbon cutting, the grand opening, our little Super Bowl get together? Like, it actually happened. Everything we've talked about over all those years.
Everything we manifested.
Yeah, it happened.
For me, it wasn't like a shock or anything. For me, I'm like, this feels right. This is where we're like supposed to be doing.
Right.
And I think with our personalities and our mentality, I'm like, no, this is like, yeah, we did it. What's next for us? Now?
Right.
What's gonna, because I hope to be big as like Roman. People want to come check us out, and people want to
exactly.
We get like cool influencers coming in. They want to.
Yeah. Like even the sign that we just put up. Like I want that to be something people want to come and take a selfie with, and like
be secluded, but not like I don't know. I don't want it to be big like Alpha Land big.
Right.
Because I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah.
But like for the people that want to come check us out, they'll be like, no, this is a cool gym.
Yeah.
It's low.
You want to come visit it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
like visitors to your house. Yeah, come visit, but don't stay.
Don't stay. Just go. Just come see what we're
about. Come by and check it out.
Come back once a month. That's just how we are, though. But I just, But I think what makes us different is that we have the team.
Yes.
That other gyms are like, oh, we don't have that. Or like, oh, yeah, we might have a posing room, but they don't have a massage therapist.
Exactly.
Or they don't have a spray tan
yes.
girl. Or they don't have any stretching people. Like, that's what's a little bit different.
Yeah,
that's
it's all in one, under one roof. We have everything.
Or a boxing coach.
Yes.
That's why I was like, that was a big whoa factor for me. Because not a lot of gyms have that.
No. So. We got a girl that handles the diet. We have everything. Anything you need.
Yeah, nutrition.
We have it.
Yeah.
Which that's not something we talked about originally.
No.
But it just kind of,
The people that want to, be loyal and, see what you're about and help you build up, I think that's...
as everything started coming along, all these other people that, maybe they can't go out on their own and build their own place, but here I am, and they wanted to, hey, how can I be a part of it? And it was like, well, you fit in perfectly, and they all have that same. They're hustlers. That when it comes down to it, everybody here is a hustler.
Right.
They want to do whatever it is. They've been hustling on their own, and they want it. Basically, they would tell me, "Hey, I need a place to call home."
There you go.
And this is where they want it to be, and that's how I approach it. This is our home away from home.
Right.
I come here. I feel like I'm at peace. I'm not.
Yeah, I spend more time here than I do in my actual house.
yeah. I mean, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
That comfort and some people might tell you in business, you shouldn't treat them like family and stuff. No, that's the whole point. I built this. That's the whole reason we built this. This is our family. This is who we trust, and loyalty is like the biggest thing for me, right?
Yes.
And you know that better than anybody. And and I feel like everybody here, we've all got each other's back. We're looking out for each other,
right? Because
we're looking out for the end product. The better we all do,
the
better everything is for everyone,
right?
So now that everything's done, everything's good and rolling. One of the things, obviously, I'm happy for me, right? I'm happy for us, but it's like you said, manifesting this and that, and that you always believed. You were the only one that believed from the very get-go.
Right.
And I remember specifically like sitting at Roman Empire or going to eat at the Chili's, and you would ask me, you know, what
Yeah.
can we do this? You think we'll be able to?
Yeah.
And I would always tell you, yeah, we can do that or whatever. And
I'm like,
I don't think in my brain I wanted it to happen, but I don't think I always believed it would happen.
right.
It's kind of like one of them things when you tell your kid, yeah, you can be president if you really work hard, you know.
And I'm like, no, but tell me I'm going to be president.
And I would tell you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. There were sometimes I lost faith that it could happen, and especially when you think practically about, you know, the money and how we're gonna pay for this and that, and but you always believed. So even though I'm happy for me, I'm happy for the gym. I'm really happy for you that your faith was rewarded, and that's always good to see somebody that believed and never gave up. What you had to do to get back.
Yeah.
And it was rewarding, and I'm happy for you that it was, because somebody that has faith like that and is loyal like that, they deserve for it to pay off.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm just really happy about.
Thanks.
Yeah, because there was a time I never would have thought you'd be sitting here. I would have to wait years for you to come back.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
Or wait until I get leave to come back. Yeah.
There was one time I asked you too, so
you're like,
if
how
you
does
do
this
this,
work?
like, yeah, so when will you be coming back? And you told me like something like 5 years, like, and I think I even let it out 5 years, and then I was like, okay, calm down, don't let her know you're getting upset.
Oh my God, I'm like, I would have to get leave in Peru, and it depends where I'm at in the world.
Yeah.
Because I guess for my job, every job is different in the Navy, but the job I signed up for, one, you work with, not just with Marines, but you're the only, so my contract was operational specialist, and we're the only rate in the Navy that has a radar. So there's different OSs you can specialize in. Some people do, there's like airplane ones where you basically like, you ever seen Top Gun? You know how there's people talking to Maverick on? Yeah, so that would be my job.
Okay.
Some people work with aircraft. Some people work with, you know, submarines. Some people do small missions.
Right.
Work with either Coast Guard or another rate that goes and rescues people, like a search and rescue.
Right.
There's SEALs, the operational specialists, so they work with the SEALs or Navy divers. Yeah, and so when I got my first orders, I was like, what am I going to do in Norfolk, I think that's how you pronounce it, Virginia, on an LPD, working with Goonies. There's probably like 300, 400 people on that ship. It's a small ship.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, I'm going to go crazy. People are going to call me, you know, the B word, and they're going to be like, she hates it. She hates all of us. I'm like, yeah, I don't like people, but like... So I was like, God, I'm going to be miserable for 5 years. And that was my biggest thing. I was like, I'm gonna do something that I'm not gonna like for 5 years. I was like, I can't imagine that. I don't like doing that, because any job I don't like for so long, I'm like, okay, leave.
Right.
So I could be with the job for like a year to 3 years. I'm like, all right, I need something else. I need something different.
Right.
And
I get that.
I was like, I think being away from home, that's what scared me a little bit, because that's all I ever known. I only known Tomball my whole life.
Right.
You know, the most I'll probably ever gone out by myself was probably like to downtown Houston, and I was scared. I was like, I don't like this. I like my little corner where I have everything like less than a mile away.
Right.
So that was like my biggest thing, because I don't get out as I'm just very much of a homebody.
Right.
So having this gym, I'm just like, okay, well, it's secluded. You know, I don't have people trying to talk to us, or like, you know. Like, I'm not about it. Like, when I'm in the gym, like, we work out hard. Right. You know, so that was my big thing. Yeah. Coming to this gym. I'm like, cool. Yeah, that was another thing. With, like, 7 TVs we have in this gym, I was like, cool, I can have, like, every show that I want playing. Yeah. So we have, like, Pumping Iron on. There's one day that we had, the Marvel movies on.
Yeah, Avengers is always on.
Yeah, Avengers is always on. Yeah. So, or we have, like, different music days. So that's why I was like, oh, this is...
That's always the first question I ask you. What do you feel like today? What are you listening to today for your workout?
I don't know. A little bit of Slipknot today.
Yeah.
Or what's that one band that you make fun of?
Which
Alice in Chains.
I like them, just not too much.
Okay. But yeah, or Metallica.
No, because I sing just like him. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Yes.
You sing just like him, yes. So yeah, but
So now that we're here and we got this going on, is there any like future plans with the gym or yourself that you're looking forward to? Or
I want to compete.
Okay.
That is definitely in my books. Am I scared? A little bit, but I think you have to be a little crazy.
Of course.
To
If your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough, they say.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my thing right now.
Yeah.
So, and just also figuring out what category I'm leaning towards.
Uh-huh.
So, because I always liked the wellness girls, and I was like, I just don't fit it though,
Right.
because I have a really broad shoulders and
Right.
a broad chest.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what I was like, I'm probably going to hit the other one. Was it physique or something?
Right.
So that's what I was like, we'll take it and run with it.
Exactly. You do what's best for you. Don't try to fit a round peg into a square hole. You just whatever your structure
And
is.
That's what I'm figuring out now,
Yes.
especially being like a post-surgery patient, quote unquote. It's okay. What can I do now? Like
Right.
now that, because I wasn't how I was strong before I left boot, and now that I am, I feel like really weak. Like the first week back in the gym, I was like, oh my god, this is heavy.
Right.
So, but then again, you have to think like, oh yeah, I was cut open. Like,
Right.
let me take a step back. So now it's just figuring out, okay, what's my natural physique?
Right.
What foods I like?
What works best.
Yes, what works best. What, gut health is pretty much one. There's certain things that my body doesn't like.
Right.
Or I know that I don't feel energized if I take it. So it's just, you're playing that puzzle. But now I think I'm narrowing down, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And especially having a plan of macros. I'm like, okay, if I don't go over this calorie or this macro, I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
So it's really just adjusting.
Yeah. And I tell her,
Everything.
if you just listen to your body will
Yes.
tell you. Your
Or if
body
you
will
listen
tell
to
you what it
Tom.
likes and what it doesn't like. Yeah.
Or if you listen to Tom for a little bit. And everybody always asks me that. There was a question some female asked me. She's like, if you've been working out, not consistently, but if you're working out for so long, why don't you look like this yet? And I was like, listen, there was a point in my life where I just worked out so I could eat whatever I want and not felt bad about it.
Right.
But two, yes, I know what I'm doing in the gym. I just don't like working out by myself if I don't have someone that's an older and wiser knowledge to tell me or count for me or suggest like, maybe we should go a little bit heavier because you stopped at that number for a reason.
Right.
So I look at other bodybuilders like Lori what's her name? Yeah, Lori. I really like Lori.
Uh-huh.
But she still has a trainer, and she's like 2-time Olympia or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I was like, she still has a trainer.
Exactly.
Even though she knows what she's doing, but she always has somebody working out with her. And so I'm like, even the best bodybuilders from C-Bum
they all have trainers.
That Brazilian dude, I'm like, everyone has a trainer still, so I shouldn't feel guilty if I still want Tom counting my shit for me.
No, even trainers have trainers.
Yes.
If you want to be the top, you do. Tom Brady had how many Super Bowls? He still had a coach. You got to have. Everybody has a part to play. Yeah. And the easiest thing to do, as the client or the competitor, put all that stuff in somebody else's hands. You just do what they say. Follow the playbook.
Right.
Get all that other stress off of you.
Yeah.
So never feel bad that.
Yeah.
We don't all know it all, and sometimes you're doing something you don't realize you're doing it, even though you feel like you're doing it right.
Yeah.
But somebody without looking from the outside can see, no, you're not doing this part.
Yeah.
That little, and it's always the little things that make the biggest difference.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So, I'm just finding out what works for you too.
Yeah.
So.
Any other plans you have? Any besides the competition training?
Hopefully to get clients soon.
There you go. And that's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to be too tough sometimes.
Well, you'll find your personality, and you'll find what works.
They're like, she's a little harsh. I'm like, listen, just a different mindset when you come into the gym, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, hopefully we get, I'm trying to go to school for phlebotomy.
Right.
So trying to have something here for the gym. That way, if somebody needs like a quick, reboot or something, that we can offer that, that service to them.
Right.
That's the next goal I have. Other than that, I think that's really it.
Okay. Is there anybody you'd like to send any shout outs to?
Bakar.
Hopefully she's listening. I'm sure she's listening
Bakar,
right now.
please.
And you did get to meet her in real life.
I did. I went to Miami for
Yeah.
my 21st birthday with a coworker and her parents, and like we were just walking on that big main, that main street that you see in like Scarface and stuff. And I turned around and I was like, "Oh my God, can I take a picture with you?" And I was like, "Hi, I'm a really big fan. Like I've been watching you since I was like 17, 18. Like I really look." And she actually wants to talk.
Right.
She's not like one of those like stuck up influencers that are just like, "Okay, bye," or like, no, she actually has a really good heart. And she's just like, she told me the exact same thing. Just stick to it. You got it. Stay you. She was really sweet. And
was there a lot of people around? I never asked you that.
There was a lot of people walking, and I just noticed her.
But I mean, was there like people crowding her? Or were you like you one of the few people that noticed her?
No, nobody noticed her. People were like, "Why is she taking a picture with this chick?"
Right.
I was like, "It's fucking because like nobody notices, like nobody sees it." So and like I fangirled because I was like, "There's no way I just spotted her." And I was telling my coworker, and I was like, "This is who she is." She's like, "Oh, okay." And like she went back doing her own thing. I was like, "No, but you don't understand. Like, I looked up to Bakar. Like I was wanting to be just like her in every way." So
now, okay, so she was cool, she was nice, but physically, was she as big as you thought?
No,
she was tiny, right?
No, I think we were about the same height. Maybe she was like an inch taller than me or something. She's very tiny, very toned, very like I was bigger than her, and so I was like,
videos are deceiving.
Yes,
they look so much bigger. They look huge on videos and pictures and stuff.
Yes, and I think that's where I still look back to it, and I was like, even when I was at my leanest, I looked good on camera, but like I was super lean at that time. I think the lowest I got was 115.
Okay.
And so, but I felt like I didn't have a healthy relationship with food.
Right.
So I was like, okay, now this time around that's different is I'm going to do whole foods instead of just shortcutting the way out. So I had to tell myself, like, we're not going to take a shortcut. We're doing it right.
Right.
So that was my biggest thing, especially for this year, is dialing in more.
Right.
With whole foods.
But I do remember, too, because you asked me, because I knew you were in Miami, you said, "You'll never believe," or "Guess who I met?"
Yes.
So I had gone to Miami not long before that, and I had tried to find out what gym she went to, because I wanted to get a shirt or something for you, and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like mad. So when you told me that, I said, something happened. Like, I bet she met her, and I was so happy that you got to meet her, because I didn't get the shirt. I didn't get, I couldn't find it for you.
I didn't have anything to sign her with, but I was just like, oh my God. And now having the gym, I was like, please, just come check it out.
You never know, she might come by. I mean, we can give her here.
But yeah, so
any other shout outs?
Oh yeah, probably to everyone that encouraged me, whether I was going to the Navy or coming back home.
Yeah.
So you, my mom, my little sister Isabella, my aunt Natalie, and my boyfriend Chris, because he was just kind of prompting me. He's like, "Hey, you do you, but if this is what you want to do, like, like you got it." He's like, "Don't worry about anything else."
Yeah.
So, shout out to them, and yeah. Do you have any shout outs?
No, well, just to you that you made it back. That we're sitting here together.
Finally, after
like I
6
said,
months.
You have the realization of a dream that we've had for so long. Like I said, you're the only one that can truly understand from the beginning till now. Nobody else. Nobody else is still with me from that long ago. Nobody else that I talked to about having a gym.
Oh no! Talking about the opening party really quick. They were just like, "How long have you known Tom?" I was like, I'm like his daughter at this point. I'm just adopted daughter. Claim me on your taxes now. But yeah, she was like, "Do you think this is crazy?" I was like, "No." But then again, I'm crazy. I told her that. I was like, but then again, I'm crazy. So to me, this is normal. Like, this is what, okay, this was checked off the list. Next, we buy a Ferrari or something. I don't know, whatever you like. Yeah. But yeah. So I was like, no, but you have to be crazy in order to, follow your dreams. Right. And do it. And do something. You might think we're crazy, but to us, we're like, oh, we're fine. We're Yeah. We're all good. So yeah, that was really it.
So yeah, no, and I'm just glad. So I don't know if you know, this is the 99th episode of the podcast.
Really?
And originally you had agreed to come on the show. You were supposed to be on the second episode.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was years and years ago.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. But then that was one of those times where you kind of like went away for a little bit.
Okay, mind you, I went away for like 4 months because of a boy. It wasn't even worth it, first of all. And I remember I'm like, hey, when are you available? Cute, back to LA. So, yeah. But there was a time we were training at EOS.
Oh, yeah.
For a little bit. It was just too packed.
It was too packed.
And I was like,
yeah. But no, like I said, you always came back.
Yeah. I think that was that time, and then me leaving to the Navy.
Yes.
That was the second time I left.
Yeah. Like for real. Like
for real.
Yeah, for real.
And I just went AWOL.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, when are we going to hear from her? What is she doing? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm great. Everything's great.
But I think it is ironic that you were supposed to be one of the first guest. You were supposed to be the first like guest.
Damn.
And here you are, like 100th episode is huge, and which is next week.
Yeah. And
then you got to be back, right in time to reminisce before 100. Yeah. You're here for the grand opening. You're here for all that stuff, and it just seemed like it was all perfect timing.
Yeah. So, a lot of cool people.
Yeah, yeah. So and there's going to be a lot of cool times to come.
Yeah.
And obviously, we'll, as long as everything keeps going, we'll keep track of how things are progressing, and we'll have you back on the show, obviously, and
probably for 199.
100.
We'll wait that long. See how I'm doing.
But anyway, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for always being with me,
You're welcome.
But especially thank you for always believing.
Always.
Because you're with me. Yeah. And I love you for that, and I'm always here for you. Like I said, I would have gone to Michigan to go get you, to bring you back. I would have gone to China. I would have, whatever I would have had to do.
Wherever I was deployed.
I was going to get you back, and I always will. So once again, thank you for coming on the show, and to everybody out there, I hope you stay safe. We'll see you next week, and as always, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay sharp. Talk to you next week.